Shripadarajam Sharanam Prapadhye, Chapter 12, Story of Kulashekara. As Subbaya Sresti explained many new things in a lucid manner, I found that I am getting confidence as I started understanding them. Subbaya Sresti began to narrate in this manner. Sripada Sri Vallabha is actually Sri Venkateshwara Swami himself. At the end of Kali Yuga, Sripada Sri Vallabha comes in the incarnation of Kalki. Generally, Brahmins tell that Kali Yuga runs for 4,32,000 years. But according to Sandra Sindhu Veda, after a lapse of 5,000 years in Kali Yuga, a common deluge takes place and Satya Yuga will be established. There was no end to my astonishment. What Sresti was telling ran quite contrary to what I heard from the Brahmins. The relationship between breath and longevity. My child Shankara Bhatt, in the Kali Yuga, the sub period of Kali ends after 5,000 years. Afterwards, for some time, a junction of admixture of two yugas continues. Then in Kali Yuga, the sub period of Satya Yuga starts. Even though the total length of Kali Yuga is 4,32,000 years, there are sub periods, subtle periods, and other fractional periods in it. This is well understood by those who know Yoga Shastra. Suppose God Brahma decided 120 years as the lifespan of a certain individual, it does not mean that he will physically live for 120 years. It only means that he is given a period equal to the span of time during which one can inhale and exhale air in a normal state in 120 years. People with unstable mind, angry people, those who run quickly, those who live daily with sorrow, those with bad tendencies spend their life breaths in a short time. The giant tortoise, which takes less number of breaths, live for 300 years. The monkey, which is having an exceedingly unstable nature, dies in a short period. For taking inhalation and exhalation, the structure of the anatomy must be in a correct position. Yogis inhale air, retain it, and circulate it inside the organs of the body. By this, many breaths are saved and they live for a long period. The life cells in the body or man are undergoing evolutionary process. The result of devoted reading of Sripada Charitamrita. The parts of the body of this day are not the same as they were 10 years ago. New life cells are generated in place old life cells. In the same way, the life force is undergoing many changes. Life giving new life force would be generated. When ill old life force is destroyed, in the same way, mental power also undergoes many changes. Old ideas change, destroyed, and new ideas crop up. The mental mass that is newly born has the capacity to attract divine power and divine grace. Through this, mind is purified, life force is purified, and by this, body is also purified. Books like Sripada Sri Vallabha Charitamritam are actually embodiments of the Almighty. Forces of Siddha and Yoga are internally exist in every letter of Sripada Sri Vallabha Charitamritam. If such a book is read mentally or vocally, or by the coordination of mind and voice, the divine mental consciousness of Sri Sri Pada would be attracted towards that direction. All vibrations related to the physical, vital, mental illness, troubles, and difficulties of the devotees who make a devoted study of this book reach the mental consciousness of Sri Sri Pada. There they will get purified and return to the aspirant with vibrations filled with grace of the divine. Under such circumstances, an aspirant derives comforts of this and the other world. The result of offering food to good people. After a devoted reading of the book, food should be offered to at least 11 good people, or an amount equivalent to that expenditure involved should be arranged for utilization in Datta Kshetras. Then only the complete fruits of Parayana, devoted reading, will be obtained. The devotee would get longevity by offering food to good people. It means that much quantity of food sufficient for some more years for him is generated in the imperceptible manner for the devotee. Not only that, when they are satisfied, the vibrations of enjoyment and yoga relating to peace, strength, satisfaction, and wealth would emanate from the indistinct. In course of time, the seeds in the indistinct sprout in the distinct state and flourish as great trees. Sri Krishna, Paramatma, who accepted simply one grain of boiled rice from Mother Draupadi, could provide ample food to sage Durvasa and his 10,000 disciples. Therefore, it should be understood that all that is offered to Sri Guru with devotion and care will remain in the imperceptible regions in the seed forms. In course of time, those seed forms grant all necessary luxuries and wealth to the aspirant in the explicit state. Once Sri Krishna and Sudama went to the forest to collect sacred grass. As Sri Krishna was tired, he slept on the lap of Sudama. Sudama was eating the flattened rice brought from the ashram without the knowledge of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna, who feigned sleep, woke up and said, Sudama, I am hungry. Did not the wife of our Guru give any foodstuff to assuage on hunger while coming from the house? Sudama replied in the negative. Krishna again said, It appears you are munching something. Sudama said, Nothing. I am only reciting Vishnu Sahasranamam. Krishna again said, Oh, is it so? I got a dream that our Guru Patni gave flattened rice for both of us and that you are eating alone without giving to me. Then Sudama said, Shri Krishna, you are tired. That too, this is daytime. Scriptures say that daydreams will have no effect. Sri Krishna laughed and kept quiet. In the after time, Sudama became Kuchela and became very poor. He recited many times Vishnu Sahasranama, praying for the redressal of his grievances. At last, he received the mercy of Sri Krishna. He accepted flattened rice from Kuchela and granted him abundant wealth. As Kuchela kept Sri Krishna's head in his lap when tired, Sri Krishna kept Kuchela on the Hamsatulikatalpam bed made with soft feather of swan and pressed his feet. Lord has suggested in this how mysteriously the principle of karma works, wrecking the pride of a wrestler. When Sri Sripada was 4 years old, one Malayali who learnt a secret art called Varmakala came to Pitikapuram. His name was Kulashekara. Some life centers controlling several parts of our body are called marmas. If the marmas are touched or hit upon, a person can be rendered unconscious. Any part of the body can be immobilized and physical disability can be brought about. This art has to be used for saving the person suffering from the blows of marma or to prevent symptoms of diseases. Besides martial art, some special marmas are called adangals. Marma treatment is that art which trains how to treat cases of adangal marmas. Sushruta is the ancient physician who first revealed this science to the world. In this art, there are 12 extremely dangerous marma centers. These arts are to be learned from a guru and should be used only for the welfare of the world. Life force abounds in these marma points. By exerting terrible pressure on them or by striking on them, the life of a person can be endangered. By exerting pressure on certain points, not only one can be rescued from danger to life, but various kinds of chronic diseases can also be cured. Kulashekara was a devotee of the Lord of Seven Hills. He was defeating all wrestlers in all kingdoms and was receiving victory flags. He came to Pitikapuram due to factors of time and fate. There were wrestlers in Pitikapuram also. They all assembled and concluded that they would certainly receive a death blow in the hands of Kulashekara and that the prestige of their town would be destroyed. It is well known that sieges have many strange powers. Well informed people say that Sripada Sri Vallabha is an incarnation of Sri Dattatreya. Having thought like that, they wanted to seek his refuge for solving this difficult problem. At that time, Sri Pada was in the house of Sri Narsimha Varma. Sri Varma got one silver lace turban specially prepared for Sri Pada. It was his habit to take silver lace turban specially for Sri Pada. Adorned with the silver lace turban in the horse carriage while going to his estate lands for supervision. One day, when the turban was about to be worn, Sripada asked Sri Varma to wait for some time. In the meantime, the wrestlers of Pitikapuram came there. They sought the refuge of Sri Sripada. Sri Sripada gave them assurance. A hunchback named Bhima was in Pitikapuram. His body was extremely twisted. Moreover, he was weak. Sri Varma used to pay him salary by using his services even though he could not do any work. Bhima had boundless love, affection, and an unfaltering faith towards Sripada. He was often requesting Sri Sripada to rectify his hunchback. Sri Sripada used to tell him that he would set it straight at the appropriate time. Sri Sripada said, "Why should fear those wrestlers? We have Bhima. He can face Kulashekara. When a person like Bhima is behind us, why should we fear? The ways of Datta are very strange and queer." The citizens of Pitikapuram wondered at the selection of Bhima for fighting Kulashekara. Some people thought that Bhima would die with that, or that the divinity of Sri Sripada would come to light. A wrestling ring was arranged in the vicinity of Kukteshwara temple. Many people came there to witness the entertainment. The duel started. The body of Bhima was getting strength with every blow that was dealt by Kulashekara. Kulashekara was receiving blows in those areas upon which he struck Bhima. Kulashekara became weak. Bhima's hunchback was set right and he also became a very strong person. Kulashekara fell prostrate on the feet of Sri Sripada. Sri Sripada said, Kulashekara, there are about 108 marmas on human body. You had complete knowledge about them, but Bhima completely relied upon me. He had the knowledge that I am his protector. Is your knowledge great or his knowledge great? You swayed with arrogance. I enjoyed divine entertainment. I am a law and enforcer who can impose varieties of punishment. From today, I am giving the entire weakness of Bhima to you. May you live as a weakling. However, you may live with paucity of food and clothing. Let Bhima take all the life force from your body and remain as a sturdy person. I am the strongest than every living being in the world. Who is there in Tirupati? Am I not? Seeking always my protection, you misuse this art of marma. Therefore, I am withdrawing this marmakala from you. Sri Sripada granted vision as Sri Padmavati Venkateshwara for a moment and gratified him. The divine acts of Sri Sripada are incomprehensible and unthinkable. Obtaining his grace is the only proper way for us. Sripadarajam Sharanam Prapadhye.